Hey everybody, John Workhouse Customs. Hey, we started a new little thing over on TikTok. If y'all want to check us out on TikTok, it'll be Workhouse Customs on TikTok. And you can also go ahead and follow Keela. It'll be Keela883 on TikTok, y'all. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button here on this video and subscribe to Workhouse Customs on YouTube as well. Appreciate it. Alright everybody, we're back here in the shop today with our 2022 Honda Monkey. Today it's going to be getting its first oil change. Yeah, that's right, it's a 2022 and it really just now hit 500 miles. Today we're going to be showing the wife how to change her own oil on her Honda Monkey here. It's so easy, even she could do it, y'all. This is basically everything you're going to need. You really only need 1 quart of oil, 1 US quart. It is, I believe, 1.1 liter of the oil. I'm not really going to say what I'm using because we're definitely not sponsored here. If anybody out there wants to sponsor us, feel free. Anyway, if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to Workhouse Customs. And this is basically all you're going to need for your oil change on your Honda Monkey. A couple sockets, ratchet, funnel, quart of oil, and the drain pan, an old rag, because we're going to clean her up while we're down here. That's 500 miles worth of grime. It's still pretty new. Actually, if you look at the whole thing, it looks pretty showroom fresh still. That's the way she keeps it. We're going to go ahead and clean all this up before we get into the actual oil change. And we are going to have to go ahead and warm it up a little bit. It's always best to warm these things up before you change the oil. On this particular model, it does have a little filter in here. We're going to pull it out, inspect it. More than likely this time we're just going to clean it and reinstall it. Well, let's get into it, y'all. Alright everybody. Before we warm this thing up and get it too hot, we're just going to take some simple degreaser, spray a little bit on the rag, and go ahead and clean the bottom of this thing up. It's got 500 miles worth of just road grime and dirt. So like I said, we're just going to go ahead and spray a little cleaner on the rag. And start wiping her down a little bit. If you stay ahead of this kind of thing, it'll stay pretty much showroom fresh. Anytime we get one of our older motorcycles, we probably go through about 2 days of just degreasing and cleaning before we even touch them. And honestly, this one isn't terrible bad. It's just it's still pretty new. Don't need to go crazy with spraying the degreaser. That's why I just spray a little on the rag and move on. I just wanted to show y'all how easy this is. Stop wasting your money on mechanics and service technicians and things like that at your dealerships, that's for sure. If for some reason you just can't do the maintenance yourself, find a local shop. I do not recommend going to dealerships because they don't really put as much care into it. They have different policies and things. That goes for all of them. As you know, we love all the motorcycles. Everything from the... Oh no. Excuse that, guys. That was just Alexa interrupting me. But we'll get right back to you, y'all. I just wanted to show y'all We just like to degrease it and wipe down any crud to keep anything from contaminating the fresh oil that's going to go in this thing. Alright, so we got it all cleaned up. You always want to go ahead and start these things up. Let them warm up for about 5 minutes. It helps get all the oil loosened up in there. It'll drain out a lot easier. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but this is 517 miles on our 2022 Honda Monkey. And if you ask why so little miles, because we have 9 motorcycles here. We can only ride so many at a time, so long, but that's why, in case anybody was wondering. We're going to go ahead and start this up and let it run for about 5 minutes, and we'll get back to you for the actual oil change. Just like a sewing machine. Alright everybody, we got her all warmed up and all. Let me go ahead and show you. It's easier to find on the side with the brake pedal here, in case anybody's new to this. You look right under here, and right there, at the end of my finger, is the drain plug bolt. That's a 12 millimeter. It might be a little tough at first, but this one has never been off. We'll see. We're teaching the wife how to do her own oil changes on her 2022 Honda Monkey, so that's where it drains out of, y'all. Let's go ahead and do that. Now that we got it all cleaned up, warmed up, you'll want to place your pan underneath there in a good spot to catch the oil. And keep in mind, after we open this plug here, we're going to go ahead and take these 2 bolts out here. This is a cover for where there's an actual oil filter on this year model. We'll take that out after we drain the oil, of course. We want to drain the oil out of here first. Alright guys, let's do this. Alright guys, we got this. See, it's just that easy, y'all. This is only the second time the wife has changed oil on anything. The first time was her Honda Rebel. So right about there, you're probably going to want to stop and be warned, y'all, the oil is still, it's hot, so it's okay if you drop the nut down in the pan, or the bolt, I mean, the oil plug bolt.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I burnt myself.
It is still warm, guys. She's just a warrior. She refuses to wear gloves.
Yeah, I don't like gloves. Oh.
And there you have it, y'all.
I got it. I dropped it.
That's a 500-mile oil change.
Ooh, she's dirty.
It's brown, but I mean, what do you expect? This is pretty much the break-in oil, y'all. Oh, well,
It's looking all over my pipe.
we'll be sure to clean that off the exhaust whenever we're all done making a mess here. What I'm gonna do right this second, you guys, is I'm just gonna hold the bike up for maybe a minute or so while that drains. And to help it drain out, right here at the oil check, we're gonna go ahead and take that out. That'll help the oil just flow on out.
They both need cleaning.
Yes, and be sure to clean around the openings and down here by the oil plug. You don't want any dirt or grit, anything, sand, dirt, to get inside. Okay, we'll be right back with you.
You want to show my dirty hands? Fingernails and all.
We'll be right back with you guys to take off the cover here for the oil filter. If you have a later model Honda Monkey, you won't have to worry about this. Alright everybody, we got the oil fill cap out, clean. We cleaned around it. The oil drain plug is out, cleaned around it. We tilted it up for a couple minutes. We got a little bit more oil out. Now she's taking off the cover for the oil filter. Keep in mind when you guys are doing this, it is spring loaded. Don't panic if the spring shoots out, but I recommend applying pressure to the center of the cap as you remove your last bolt. Good. Be sure to at least put a finger in the center and apply pressure a little. It's one. They're kind of longer, guys. Be patient. You don't want to strip anything, of course. Some more residual oils are likely to come out here. Okay, so maybe it won't pop out on this one. We may have to give her a little tap. Alright, we'll get right back with you guys. I'll show you how to take this off. Okay guys, so she's got the screws out of either side. There is a spring in there, but we're just going to take something soft like this rubber handled screwdriver here and try to tap around the edges. You definitely don't want to beat on your motorcycle with a hard hammer. I'm sure there are other better things, but we're just trying to show y'all how to do this on the cheap yourself. Alright guys, we loosen it up with just lightly tapping around it. We're going to take the other end of the flathead screwdriver. You really don't want to pry on it. You don't have to pry on it. We're just trying to loosen it up here a little bit. Trust me, it is getting loose. Just pry a little bit. That's a good spot to pry over there. there. This is the first oil change for this one, you guys.
Whoa.
Here went a little oil.
You
There's
got it.
That spring action I was warning y'all about. Okay. See, it has a rubber O-ring, little gasket sealer there. Of course, we're going to take this and clean it off real good too before reinstalling. The spring, we'll give it a quick clean. Here's the filter, y'all. Might need the help of a screwdriver or something just to get it out. Just don't scratch anything while you're in there. It's not the end of the world, but it's better for the motorcycle. Okay, there it is, you guys. This is the first oil change, so that's what we got. This won't be on the later models, of course. I do believe this started in 2022, as this is a 2022 motorcycle. Now we're going to go ahead off camera, of course, and get all the residual oil out of here. We're going to go in there and clean all that up real good. Okay, we'll get right back with you guys. Hey everybody, it's John with Workhouse Customs. We're here with Keela. If y'all could, go ahead and give Keela 883 a follow. She's here doing an oil change on her little Honda Monkey. Go check her out, y'all. She's going to be coming out with some more good content, and we're trying to get her up to 1,000 followers. That's Keela 883. Thanks, y'all. Okay, everybody. We got all the old oil out. Got everything all clean. We went ahead and we're going to recycle the oil filter this time. It's really not that bad. Like I said, this was the first oil change and all. It really wasn't that terrible. We'll probably do the next oil change in about 300 miles probably. So we're going to go ahead and we just flushed out the oil filter. Kind of went around it with the nylon brush real good. We didn't see anything terrible in it, so we just filled it up with some fresh oil and let it flush it out. So here we go. It's pretty much the reverse process, y'all. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and put this filter back in. It's labeled which side goes which way. You really can't screw this up. This one says outside. This one says towards the engine on it. So towards engine, put that right in there. It falls right into place, guys. Then you're going to want to go ahead and lay the spring right there in the center. Keela's going to go ahead and put the cap on for you guys. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, guys. It really helps us out a lot. You could also go and follow us over on TikTok. You can find me at Workhouse Customs on TikTok, and you can find Keela at Keela 883 on TikTok. She's just putting the cover back on the oil filter. You just want to put those bolts in hand tight, you guys. Pretty much with even pressure on both sides. You just want to put them in flush there, guys, hand tight. You don't want to strip these things out. And that was your 8mm socket. She's just going to go ahead and snug them down now. I'm sure you can look up any torque specs that there might be You get all the information just by Googling this, y'all.
Just hand tight?
Hand tight for now. I'll go ahead and just snug them down because I got a little bit more hand strength than Keela does. Now, you'll want to go back to the other side and snug it down a little.
It's tight.
Okay. Then all I'm going to do, guys, I'm not going to get out the torque wrench or anything. Just another quarter to half a turn. That side, and I go back to this side. Quarter to half a turn. Pass snug. There you go. Next, we're going to get down here and replace the oil plug. Move this pan of oil out of the way here.
And I wiped it real good because I don't like leaving stuff dripping.
It's pretty easy stuff, guys. I encourage anybody, especially with one of these little mini motos.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
She got that in there hand tight, y'all. I'm just gonna put the 12mm socket on it, get it snug, and probably just a quarter turn on this one, you guys. You don't want to totally crush the crush washer, and you don't want to over tighten this and strip the bolt out. It'll get very expensive if you do that. Just a quarter turn past snug, you're good. Now we're going to take a little bit of our degreaser spray. You don't want this stuff to get on everything, guys, because some of this will stain whatever the powder coating, paint, whatever it might get on. So I just spray a little bit on the rag, and we're just going to clean off where the oil drained out and got onto the exhaust there. I just don't want to have that oil burn in the pipe here. I don't care for the smell at all. It may smoke a little bit after we fire it up, but it won't be so bad if you just clean off the excess. You really can't help it. Some oil is going to get onto it. It's not a big deal. Just try to clean it up real good. Okay. Nothing to it. Now we're going to go ahead and get our oil and funnel. We're going to go ahead. It calls for 1 US quart, or if you Google it, it says 1.1 liter. But you always want to check it through the sight glass here on the side. Right there is a H and an L, high and a low. You want to get right underneath the high. You don't want to fill it all the way up and have it too full, guys. In between these two little dashes here is just fine. I always go right underneath the full one while the bike is level, you guys. That's really important. Let's go ahead and get this going, and we'll get right back to you. Okay, guys. She's just going to slowly add the oil in. I'm going to go ahead and lean the bike up a little bit, get it level. If you're alone at home, you could always put like a block or something underneath the kickstand just to get it up closer to level. I've taken a little bit out of this quart to flush out the oil filter. So after she dumps this in, we're going to check that sight glass and see where we're at. We may have to add a little bit more. It's easy stuff, guys. Anybody could do this. Save yourself a ton of money. You also have to do it regular also, you know, keep a good maintenance schedule. Okay, she's going to go ahead and take the funnel out of the way. We're going to get over here and check the sight glass while the bike is level. Well, guys, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but according to this, we're right on the full line. I'm not sure. It's probably not exactly level either, so it's close, guys. We're gonna go ahead and start it up, let it run for a minute. After we put the oil fill plug back in, let the oil circulate a little bit, because we drained it all out, including here where the filter is. We're gonna let it circulate. We're gonna check our level of oil again while the motorcycle is level. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it is smoking a little in the pipes. Well, when we drained the oil, it kind of got on the pipes a little bit. You really can't help it. Please don't panic if you see a little bit of smoke coming from it. Those are extremely hot. Okay, guys, so we ran it for about 2 minutes. We're letting it cool off a little bit, but if you have the bike level, you guys probably can't see in there right now anyway, the little glass sight in there. When we ran it, it did pull the oil back into the motor. So even though it appeared to be a little over full earlier when we first filled it up before we started it, it actually needs just a little bit more oil in there. It's always good to check it, guys. We're gonna add a little bit more oil, then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Alright guys, after double checking, we did add a little bit more oil. While the motorcycle was level, we noticed it required just a little bit more oil. So that probably would have been 1 full quart at that point. That'll do it, guys. Quick, simple, easy. You could do it yourself. Save yourself a ton of money. Anybody has any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to Workhouse Customs on YouTube. Give us a follow over on TikTok. Workhouse Customs on TikTok and Keela 883. Thanks for watching, guys.